Hey everybody, Steve Hernandez back here with another video for you all, and this one is very exciting, very special to me because it's going to be my first ever food review. Most of the videos that I post on here is about me hiking 2 to 6 hours depending on the difficulty of the hike. But one of the things I love to do after the hikes is kind of reward myself with food. And for me, food is huge. I love eating different kinds of food, trying new foods, trying things from all different cultures and places. So it's very excited to me to do my first ever food review. And it's going to be located, actually it's a food truck located in Oakland, California. And the place is going to be called the Damel. And I kind of found this out actually through YouTube, through Munchies. I think their YouTube channel. They did a little breakdown of the Damel, and I watched it and I got really interested in it, and I was like, great, I need to go try this. I think he's known for empanadas, but he has other food that he has there that's also very delicious. And I'm gonna be posting that a little bit below. I'm posting his Instagram and the Munchies video that I saw him from. And also, if this is the type of content or a video that you're interested in, please let me know. Like this video, subscribe, hit the notification button that lets me know this type of video you want to see, and hopefully I'll be doing more of these as I keep doing more and more hikes. All right, so let's get to the video. So the first food that I had there is actually the shrimp Acarajé, which I'm gonna be showing, I think over here. Yeah, I'm gonna be showing a little bit of picture over here of the shrimp Acarajé. And to be honest with you, it was really, really good. My only complaint about it was that it's too dry, but I think that can be fixed with the chimichurri the chimichurri sauce that they give you. It helps it out a lot because it's a lot breaded. It's very breaded. So when you're eating it, it's very dry. But when you add the chimichurri sauce, it kind of negates it a little bit, the dryness of it, and it makes it more flavorful. Because when you look at it, it's a great presentation. Honestly, it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. You can see it. It's like, it looks like it's gonna be filled with flavors. But once I tasted it, it was just a little bit too dry for me. But this is something I definitely still think you should try and make your own conclusions on it. The next thing that I tried were actually the empanadas, and I had 4 of them. They're really small, really bite-type pieces. I had the carne, the pollo picante, the caprese, and the dessert one, which was Nutella and banana, I believe. And out of all 4 of them, my favorite personally was the carne. It was so good, really well seasoned. I think the dough to filling ratio was perfect, spot on, because sometimes with empanadas it could be too doughy and it kind of overtakes the filling, whatever's inside of it. This overall on all 4 of them, great ratio. My second one would be probably my second favorite empanada would probably be the dessert one, the chocolate banana one. It was so good, it was delicious. I actually took that one home and I heated it back up later, and that actually made it really nice, although it made it really hot inside, so I had to take a little bit of time for it to cool down and then eat. But it was so good, just like the melted chocolate inside. And then you had the pollo picante. I actually thought I was gonna like this one the most because it has jalapeno, and I thought it has a little bit more spice, and I love spicy food. But actually, no, it was the carne that I enjoyed the most. Even though the pollo picante was really good, has a lot of great flavors, I think just the carne was just, for me, just better seasoned. And then lastly, the caprese. The caprese reminded me of, if you ever all been to Starbucks, of the, was it tomato, cheese, and basil panini? It reminded me of that. If you ever had it there, you kind of know what I'm talking about. But if you haven't, still don't try it. You should try this instead. It's just cheese filled in. It's really good. It was delicious. Even though it was my 4th or my least like empanada that I had, it was still really good. Another thing that I had were the beignets, and they were Senegalese style beignets. So he put his own spin on making beignets because he's obviously African American and Brazilian cuisine influenced. And these beignets were actually really good. When I first looked at them, they looked like little cubes. And I was like, I'm not sure how I feel about this. I was like, let me try it though. Once I tried it though, it was very doughy, which to me wasn't a bad thing to describe it. It kind of like sat and melted in your mouth a little bit. And I think it only came with like 4, so like 2 were perfectly fine, 3 were perfectly fine. But the beignets were actually really good. It wasn't too sweet. Usually I think when you think of beignets, you think of the powdered sugar, everything kind of being really sweet. This was like a perfect sweetness where it wasn't overly sweet. So that was actually really good. And this is the biggest surprise to me, honestly. The Jamaica or the hibiscus tea. That to me is a huge surprise because I personally am not a huge hibiscus or Jamaica drinker. Whenever I see it and going out to eat, I never really get it, or maybe someone would tell me it's delicious. I'll try a little bit of it. Can't really do that now with COVID, obviously. But I wouldn't really like it regardless. But I tried it here. You know, this was one of the drinks he had, and I obviously wanted something to drink there. Yeah, I had water, but I was like, let me try his Jamaica. Let's see, his hibiscus tea. And it was really, really good, actually. It was like a perfect level of sweetness. I have a huge sweet tooth. For me, I love candy. I love sour candy. And that is my weakness. You give me a bag of candy, I'm gonna eat that whole thing in one sitting. But for me, this was like not overly sweet, and he has just a little bit of hint of sweet and a little bit of bitterness, and that was so good to me. It was delicious. One thing I will say though, if you are buying this, don't let it sit in the fridge for too long, or drink it really quickly, because I let it sit for a few hours or I let it sit overnight, put it in the fridge. I was like, great, I can have it the next day. Didn't have the same taste, honestly. Didn't have the same taste the next day. So if you are planning to get this, please plan to drink it within a few hours, because the flavor just kind of starts getting worse and worse, or it starts getting that more bitterness, and there's really no sweetness inside of it. And the last thing I had to eat was the Khar, which was his lamb chops. And he has it two ways. He has it in a plate or in a sandwich. I chose to get it in a sandwich because it was a little bit less food, because I wanted to have kind of a little bit of everything. And one of the biggest mistakes that I made personally, that this has nothing to do with the sandwich itself, is that I chose and I forgot to take out mustard. I am not a huge mustard person. I also don't like mayo. But I saw it in there, and it said artisanal mustard, and I was like, you know, maybe I'll like this mustard. Never really heard about this mustard or this type of mustard. I was wrong. It kind of took away about the sandwich, but the pieces that I did have of the sandwich were so good. That lamb was cooked amazing. It was so flavorful, and the sandwich was so good. The bread was great. Everything else, I think this is what I would go back for the most. If you are wanting kind of something like a heavier meal, get fuller, because the empanadas, I will say, I think they're like $4. Yeah, maybe like $3-4 every empanada. And I think the sandwich was maybe like $9. So if you kind of want to get more bang for your buck, definitely get the sandwich, because you feel a lot more fuller. But it was just so good. The pieces that I did have that didn't have the mustard, and that's something I will probably go back and get again without mustard, because it was just so good. And I feel that I didn't experience the full of it, or experience the best way that I could eat it without mustard. And if I did, that probably might have been the best. Honestly, that might have been the carne empanada, maybe, or at least up there with it. Up there with like the quality of what it was. But overall, honestly, go check this food truck out. Try it out. It's located in Oakland. It's in like a little corner of a gas station. If you are trying to figure out where to find parking, also, just like a perfect sign out, if you are watching this far, if you're trying to find parking, right there's like a Trader Joe's CVS nearby. Just go in there. It's like, I think, like, say the food truck is right here. You have an intersection here and another one here. If you keep going here, there's an entrance here to the Trader Joe's and CVS. Just go in there, park there, and then just get out on the back end and just walk down the sidewalk, and you can get parking there, because there's really no parking around there. There's like street parking that you can get, but it's the times that I went, it's always filled. So it's rare that you're gonna get parking there. So just go in there, walk out in the back end, and then just walk down to the food truck. And yeah, go try it out. Tell me your thoughts on it. If I'm wrong on anything, please let me know in the comments below. If there's other foods that you want me to try and review, I'm definitely down to drive for some amazing food. I have some ideas that I'm in the future going to be doing. I'm going to be reviewing some vegan and vegetarian options. I was vegetarian for a whole year, and in that kind of process, I was searching for foods that I could eat. and I actually found some delicious foods and delicious places to go eat. And to this day, I'm still eating. I'm no longer vegetarian or vegan. I was never vegan actually, but I'm no longer vegetarian. And some of these foods I still eat today just because they're so good and it's just so tasty that I think everybody should go try. And if you're skeptical of some vegetarian or vegan food, I think I would say just first try it because you won't know if you like it. And then now I'm always trying vegetarian and vegan options and I'm excited to bring that to you in the future. But anyways, that's the end of this video. If you guys like this video, again, please like here, subscribe, hit the notification button. Also go check out my Instagram page, Steve.Hernandez SJ. I post pictures of my adventures. Mainly it's hikes. I'm gonna be posting up some food. Definitely gonna put the Damel there and my reviews on it. And yeah, go check that out. But I hope to see you in the next video. Take care, everybody. Peace.